Hi everybody, I'm Becky Singleton and you're joining me on Happy, Healthy, and Fit. This is my 100th episode. I can't believe I've done 100 episodes, but it is. So why don't you join me today? I'm going to share a little bit about my trip I just took here on Happy, Healthy, and Fit.
Can you show me the way? Can you show me the way? Can you show me, baby, can you show me the way? Can you show me the way? Can you show me the way? Can you show me, baby, can you show me the way?
Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit of time. I've spent a little time this summer enjoying myself. I hope you've done the same. And today's special because it's my 100th episode. So I'm going to ask if you know a friend, please share this video. Please like and subscribe. It does help the channel. And we're just really excited. I'm going to be really pumping up the channel this next season, this next 101 plus episodes, and just do some things that really support our growth, our personal growth, to helping us be more happy, more healthy, and more fit. So I want to share that I just came off a cruise. I know a lot of people like, you went on a cruise? Yes, for 25 years, I have been the fitness coach on this particular cruise. I call Festival at Sea. It's like my family. It's like a family reunion. I've met more than 90,000 people. I mean, I have just loved this cruise. It's a beautiful packaged cruise. The owner of the travel agency that provides this cruise every year, which was dormant for a couple of years because of COVID, but she just celebrated her 30th year cruising with this theme, Festival at Sea. We were just so happy to see one another. We have lost some people in the last couple of years, which was sad, but it was exciting. You'll see my classes that I taught. I taught classes for 7 days every day, and we enjoyed beautiful parties. We had a white night. We had a costume party. It was just so much fun. One of my favorite things that I did on the cruise was go to what's called a silent disco. I just love that. There's a series of different DJs in the area, and you put on these headsets and you just jam away. I was known as the dancing queen because every day between 4 and 6 o'clock they always had DJs playing on the deck near the pool, and I love to dance, and I used that opportunity to get some extra cardio points. So it was exciting. Anyone who has one of the watches, the Apple watches, these watches, I always challenge myself every month with whatever challenge they had. So I actually made my challenge on the cruise. I moved so much. It was a movement activity, and I was hitting 200% every single day. That's how active I was on this cruise. But it was beautiful. We stopped at islands like Haiti, and we stopped at Dominican Republic. We stopped at Curacao, and we stopped at Aruba. All the islands are, beautiful. We had a big beach party in Haiti, folks dancing, the line dancing, and it was just so much fun. And we had a ball, just kind of seeing each other. I love being around the ocean because it's so soothing, and the salt water is actually very good for you. So if you ever can get near salt water, it is beneficial for you and your body. So that's awesome. We have an African night, so everybody dressed up in their beautiful African gear. We had a night where it was just kind of a celebration of the 30th year, so we all dressed up. But overall, it was just, fun activity. Not to worry about cooking a meal and having, food all the time. I literally told myself I will not go to a buffet at night. I don't usually eat at night, and my dinner was the late night dinner. So, they always had like a midnight buffet. The one time I went up there with some girlfriends, I just ate salad because It's just so much food, and your body, when it breaks down food, needs time to break food down. So that's why it's wise, I don't know if you know this, but to stop eating, say at 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and don't eat until the next day, because your body, it takes a lot for it to break down food. So needless to say, I didn't gain any weight because I move so much, but most people, if they stay active on those cruises, they don't gain weight. It's the people that eat and don't move that have a problem when they get off the ship. But we had a great time. Some of the celebrity acts were Babyface, who was one of my favorite. He was so much fun to watch, and he's a great performer. He's has over 125 songs that he's written for Bobby Brown, Tony Braxton. He wrote some songs for Whitney Houston. I mean, he was playing and singing some of his own written songs, not that he produced, but he wrote for other people. And that's exciting when you actually listen to him doing his own work. One of the other artists that I was so taken back from was Ron Isley with the Isley Brothers. And he's 82 years old, and he was still performing. He got out there moving, and then they gave him a chair. But just the fact, I don't know about you, but I don't know too many 82-year-old men who could get up there and give it their all and perform. And so that was really wonderful to watch him. His wife actually sings background and has a nice band, and they're very supportive of him. So it was really nice. Another person on the cruise that was a performer, his name was Stokely, and he used to be with a group called Mint Condition. If those are into R&B, you would know Mint Condition. He was phenomenal. I've never seen, and I'll show some clips here, I've never seen a man move like that wasn't 20. We were talking about him moving, and he's got the best knees for his age. He could move, but he is a really wonderful performer, nice voice. It was wonderful. He had a Prince vibe to me, and it comes out when I saw his backup singer at the pool. I asked her, and she said, "Oh, we're from Minneapolis." So he really had that Prince vibe, which I enjoyed. We had some comedy acts, Damon Williams, who's a friend of mine, and him and his wife were on, but he did a great job. We also had a gentleman who was from Texas. And I met him and his wife and his son, and they live in Spring. He's very funny. I'd seen him years before on the cruise, but he was performing. And it was just, one of those wonderful things. They had a bachelor auction. I did not attend it because I've seen them many times, but we raised money on that cruise for the United Negro College Fund. And because we hadn't been at sea for a couple of years, they weren't able to donate the money we usually raise. In general, the last cruise raised about $25,000. Well, this cruise, we raised over $50,000. So, that was exciting, especially most of that money came through the bachelor auction. So different men would go up, and people would bid on them and spend the time with the person who auctioned them and to spend an evening at the concert and all of that. So it was nice. And then a couple other things that happen is there is religious services on board, and also they do renewing of vows. So a couple of my friends that I hadn't seen for a long time, he was on with his wife, and they renewed their vows, and a couple of kids. So good job. It's a very family oriented, but single people are on, older people are on, every age is on this cruise. That's what I love about it. You can be with people or you can be alone. So it's just a fun cruise. There was also, we called it Fashion Week at Sea. So they had a beautiful fashion show. It just awesome to be able to watch that. And they have what's called African American Idol. And so people with their talents can go up and sing and perform and read poetry or do whatever they like. So it was a fun week. I was busy for 10 days. Always nice to be home, but I enjoyed the time I was there. I actually love sleeping at sea for 3 days. We were at sea. No cell phones. I didn't choose to buy an internet package because there was no need. But I like to have no phone, and it was nice not to have a phone or have to connect and sleep with the ocean movement. It was beautiful. I don't ever get seasick. Some people ask me that. I've never gotten seasick. I actually love being at sea, and just that movement of the ocean, it's beautiful. So I'm excited. I'm scheduled to be on again next year. Let's talk a little bit about my class. I had the greatest people that would wake up with me every morning despite how hard they partied the night before. And we just had a great time doing classes. I did kickboxing, I did sports conditioning, I did strength balance and stretching. I did a little dance mix at the end of the week. We just had a ball. Exercise should be fun. And that's the one thing I enjoy doing. I don't even have to think about it. I get to play good music. I get to move my body and encourage others to continue to do that. And also we use that time to talk about and uplift each other about things they can do in their life. How can they improve what they're doing at home with an exercise regime or eating better or just remembering who they are? Because we're primarily was an African American cruise, anyone's invited, but primarily was African American folks. We have to remember that, slavery did impact us. And I talk a little bit about slavery and how they took the biggest and the strongest people from Africa and brought them over to the U.S. continent and the islands in between. And I don't know if people realize that. So if you're not an African American person, that's what they did. They never took someone who was skinny and frail. They would never have made the 4-month passage. So I always ask people to honor their ancestors because the biggest and the strongest people are here in the United States generally because there's no way they would have made the passage, the ancestors, to get here. So they had to be very strong to withstand what happened during that tragedy. But I remind the people on that ship, because it's a reminder to us, to continue to take good care of ourselves, because African American people only make up 13% of the population, but we rank number 1 in death, and that's not okay. So by taking my class, I remind them what they can do to live a longer life, to be better at their eating, to drink more water, to get more sleep. It's those things. They seem simple, but for some reason people struggle with that. Adding exercise whenever they can. I move a lot. Whenever I'm not technically working out, I'm doing something that's active, walking, swimming, doing something that's fun to me, but I'm always moving my body. And I appreciate the ability to even do that. So I remind everybody who gets to be with me in the morning. I appreciate all my folks that showed up every day. Cherie, one of my new friends from Connecticut. We just had so much fun. Rona, this beautiful woman with 2 beautiful little kids. They call me Auntie now. We just had so much fun. I have regulars that come on, Dreama, and she's always there. And, just the men that come to class. I had 3 or 4 men that came regularly to class, and I love them all and appreciate that they came every day. And it's just a reminder of us all taking care of ourselves. So I appreciate everybody that joined me on Festival C. Thank you for joining the channel, those that did while I was on ship. And remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, or send it off to people to be part of our family, our community here on Happy, Healthy, and Fit. I appreciate you having me do 100 episodes of Happy, Healthy, and Fit. I'm Becky Singleton, and I'm just like you.
Baby, can you show me the